Rich Rising is day 236 of 365, and today's message is about ego, sobriety, and self-sabotage. And so I think it's really important to check your ego. Sometimes when you have an inflated ego, it creates self-sabotage. You're saying that you want certain things, and you're constantly suggesting that it's everyone else around you that's the issue, when you're the common denominator. So, that is usually a key indicator of an inflated ego, because you're saying that you want, for example, love, loyalty, whatever it is that you're saying that you want, but when you're given the things that you're saying you want, you don't know how to handle it. You're not ready for the kind of love that you want, because you self-sabotage. You're not ready for the kind of love that you think you're ready for, because you don't love yourself enough. And bringing sobriety into it, which I think is the ultimate test in this lifetime, to be sober in this life, in this realm, in this place that we literally create heaven or hell. Literally, human beings are creating heaven and hell in this realm. And it's like, when you choose to be sober, you are really giving yourself the detox that you need, but also you're giving yourself permission to not avoid anything. You face everything head on, and that is a lot. That can be massive, especially if you're accustomed to self-avoidance, if you're accustomed to smoking, drinking, whatever it is, whatever your vice is, to help you. You think it's helping you. Like with anything, even with smoking, it's like being reliant on that becomes abusive, because with anything, you need to have balance. And actually, when you're abusing herbs, I think anyway, from what I've observed anyway, and from just my own experience, it's like when you abuse anything, you call out the negative in stuff. So it's the same with herbs. It's like it starts to keep you stuck in a loop, but that loop you start to tell yourself is helping you, and you start to become reliant on that and use that to get you through your day, when perhaps what you need to do is take a step back and look at what's happening in your day that you're not happy with. What things are you doing automatically, consistently, that actually don't align with who you are? And I think that's huge, because actually being sober really gives you the chance to look at yourself. Man in the mirror is coming to mind, Michael Jackson. But it's important. You do need to look at yourself. You need to be able to look at yourself, and I think that is what can be very difficult. Being able to look at ourselves, being able to understand why we're hurting, or if we're hurting, being able to actually address the things about ourselves that are ugly. And we all have ugliness, and ugliness is nothing to do with looks, as I've said many times before. Ugliness is just our innate humanness, like your biological nature that can be very lustful, and you get to decide whether you're disciplined or undisciplined. These things that really do help you be a better person, and actually take control and take your power back over your life. So check your ego. An inflated ego is the quickest way to ruin your own abundance, because as I said already, you say you want these things and you want something to be this way, or you want this relationship, or you want this kind of lifestyle, or whatever it is you're saying you want. But when you're being given things, when people come into your life, when experiences happen that are happening for your benefit, to allow you to work through the things that you can't see because you're blinded to yourself, shadow work, effectively, how do you behave? And how do you treat the things that you're being given? And are you able to recognise that you are the common denominator? So it's easy to spew hatred and, blame everyone else, but can you see yourself? Massive. It's really important, and actually probably one of the things that people do find very, very difficult. Also, depending on your childhood, Do you have mother wounds? And do you have father wounds? You need to work on these. Your mother wound will be impacted by every single relationship you have. So if you have a huge mother wound, and the thing is, you can get to adulthood, say your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, and be completely in denial. And I think this is one of the most difficult things, recognising as human beings, is that actually we waste so much time denying the truth, when actually if we look at the truth and we face the truth, even though it is hurt, it causes hurt, it feels hurtful, it can be difficult to look at the truth. Looking at the truth is actually liberation. Addressing the truth is liberating. Being accountable is liberating. And the only person that can do that for you is you. 555 on the clock. The only person that can do that for you is you. The only person that can take a step back and say, actually, I recognise that I've been behaving in this way because all of these things have happened, and rightly so. There may be blame there, and that's okay. I think it's important not to get into this headset of like ignoring blame, but also not holding on to the blame so tightly that we don't allow ourselves to look at things in a different view. And that different view is that, okay, this happened and these things happened and I was treated this way, which has now created this kind of behaviour, but how is this behaviour serving me? And do you understand that is so beautiful, to be able to get to a space or a point where you can really see yourself? That is beautiful. That's liberating. So check your ego. Don't be scared to be sober. Don't be scared to be with yourself. That is something everyone should do in this life. Like, give yourself permission to be with yourself. And granted, I completely understand that, you know, we're not all granted things in the same time, and I think that can be really difficult growing in the societies that we do, because you're told all these lies about like benchmarks and whatever else, and the things we should achieve and when we should achieve them, and age and everything else. And so when you get to the realisation that actually all of these things are a lie and you're really on your own path, you really have to give yourself permission to go through your phases and stop comparing yourself to anyone else, because comparison is literally the death of self. If you're comparing yourself to anyone else, or anyone who's got things earlier than you, or whatever it is, you're just hindering your own progress. So it's like, be really present with yourself, enter each phase that life gives to you, and in each phase learn your lessons. It doesn't make it okay. It never makes it okay if you're mistreated. It never makes it okay if people intentionally harm you. Never. But in order to keep going, in order to keep getting up, you have to be wise enough to be with yourself and be honest with yourself. Not avoid yourself, not turn to substances or anything that takes you away from who you are. And also recognise that sometimes in the moment it can be helpful to propel you forward, but always give yourself permission and space when you're ready to actually deal with everything, because that's how you grow, that's how you evolve, that's how you move forward. You recognise the things that you need to release in order to blossom, really. So yeah, today's message is check your ego, never be scared to be sober, and pay attention to how you self-sabotage, because the easiest way to recognise it is when things come to you, when new things come to you, new experiences, new people, whatever it is. Do you behave in the way that you're saying you want to behave, or do you act like a hurt, immature child? Are you operating from emotional intelligence or emotional immaturity? You show the calibre of people that you've experienced by how you treat new people. So be aware of that. Are you keeping yourself down in the dirt? Are you keeping yourself in the gutter? Or are you actually willing and able to step forward and start loving yourself properly? Because you deserve your own love always, first and foremost.